Ed Robinson. I'm not related to any of the famous Robinsons, Anne, Robert, Tony, Smokey, Sugar Ray, or even Mrs. But I am the grandson of Archibald Cyril Robinson, who, legend has it, was the youngest in his street to join up at the outbreak of World War I. And I'm the great-nephew of Melvin Robinson, who was the world gurning champion 4 times in the 1970s. My full name is Edward Gordon Robinson. No, I'm not related to him either, but then actually he wasn't even a Robinson. His real name was Emmanuel Goldenberg. My parents have been married for 40 years.
Not looking down Brenda Porter's cleavage!
Oh, yes!
Apparently it's always been like this.
Did not dance all night with Audrey McIntyre. I only danced with her.
I grew up in the suburbs of London, in Wimbledon. We lived here, a stone's throw away from the All England Club, which was of absolutely no benefit to us, as every year my father would rent out our house while the tennis was on.
This better be good. You've had months to organise a holiday.
Just leave it, will you?
Why couldn't we have gone to Majorca like everyone else?
I don't want to go to Majorca.
Well, I don't want to go camping.
It's not camping, it's a luxury caravan site.
The oldest of us 3 kids is George, named after King George VI by my mother, who likes a bit of royalty. George has always been very organised.
Right, so I've organised the washing up rota as follows. Mum will head up Team A, which will comprise of her and Vicky, and will do the washing up on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Me and Dad will form Team B and will do Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. Sundays will be covered by each team on alternate weeks and will be supported by the additional help of Ed, who I'm hoping to phase in after his 2nd birthday.
George met Maggie at university. 2 years later they were tying the knot, and it wasn't long before they were starting a family.
Now, I can do Monday the 18th and Thursday the 21st, unless Helsinki comes up. And of course, I'm keeping the week commencing the 25th entirely free because according to our charts, that is when you are most fertile.
And now they have a little boy, Albert Robinson, who'll be 6 this week. George is a time management consultant, inspiring people to get more out of their daily lives.
I am here to reveal to you the secret of business and life management. It will transform your business, it will transform your life. And it's encapsulated in what I like to call the 3 O's. Organisation, organisation, and organisation. That's it.
Then there's my sister, Vicky, named after you-know-who. Vicky's an interior designer, which is great because that's what she always wanted to be. Vicky is a perfectionist.
I'd like 2 tickets for tonight, please.
I've only got a few in the upper circle to the side.
Are they restricted view?
A bit.
How restricted?
Well, you can see everything except when they're upstage right.
And what happens there?
How do you mean?
Well, is it important stuff? Are there death scenes up there? Do people break into song?
I'm afraid I've not actually seen the play.
Well, who's got the seats in front of me?
I'm sorry?
Who bought the seats in front? Because I don't want them obscuring my view.
Well, I didn't actually...
Was it someone with an especially big head or an afro?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Well, what about the people behind? Did they have long legs? I'm not going to be poked in the back all night.
Well, those seats...
And I don't want any old people near me with whistling hearing aids.
She's not found her ideal man yet. None of the boyfriends she's had have been quite right. And lastly, there's me, named after... I work as an actuary for a large reinsurance company.
So what do you do, Ed?
I'm an actuary for a large reinsurance company. It's not as boring as it sounds. As an actuary, I make an assessment of the level of risk the company I'm working for is exposed to. In reinsurance, we are, in effect, insuring the original insurer against excessive losses, and I'm the one who has to provide a mathematical model to establish the premium we intend to charge. My life changed last year when I was coming back from a conference and I bumped into Polly Parker. Well, she bumped into me, actually. We exchanged insurance details, one thing led to another, and 6 months later, we were engaged. I realised pretty early on that things weren't right between us.
Polly, darling, the congregation's waiting. The vicar's got a funeral at 4. Ooh.
Fuck off!
6 months later, we were divorced. Polly's now living with a tax exile in Bermuda, and I'm living here in Bermondsey. She sent me a postcard the other day. I still miss her.
They should have worked things out. There was no need to get divorced.
Pam, he was lucky to get out of that marriage. Some people aren't so fortunate. They end up with someone totally unsuitable. Someone they have nothing in common with whatsoever. Someone who makes every day a living hell.
Yes, I mean, people change over the years, don't they? People who are charming and witty and fun often change and become charmless and dull and tedious.
Since the divorce, my aunt has very kindly let me use her place. She's in Papua New Guinea, actually, looking for the lost tribe of the Madong Delta. So that's us. The Robinsons. We're just an ordinary family, really.
You turd.
I'm not a turd.
You are a great steaming turd. You do not sleep with someone you work with. You never sleep with someone you work with.
I haven't slept with her yet.
Work and sex don't mix.
Oh, come on, live on the edge. Didn't you ever snog anyone behind the bike sheds?
No, I did not. And it was because of people like you that those bike sheds were pulled down, which put an end to cycling to school, which in turn added 20 minutes to my journey.
Do you think Albert would like this?
Can't you find something a bit more educational?
Oh, George, look. Here, what about an Etch-a-Sketch?
Are you trying to be funny?
No.
You broke my Etch-a-Sketch, you little bastard. You never owned up to Mum and you tried to blame Vicky.
George, for the last time, I never broke your Etch-a-Sketch.
I come into your room, the glass is smashed and your sticky fingerprints are all over it. It was an open and shut case.
I was framed!
Excuse me? Is this game suitable for a 6-year-old?
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, good. Now, timing. What's the optimum duration of this game?
I'm sorry, I don't quite...
Right, I need something that lasts 70 minutes to fill the leisure period between tea time and bath time.
Well, it says here approximate playing time 1 hour.
Yes, it's that word approximate I don't like. Exact time?
Sorry, we don't actually time the games ourselves.
Can I see your manager, please?
Sorry?
Your manager, thank you.
Have you ever thought about giving your child a normal life?
He's perfectly happy, thank you.
Let me take him off your hands. Sunday afternoon, I'll take him to the cinema, go for a burger.
It's very kind of you, but Sunday afternoons he has junior croquet.
I thought we were meeting outside the shop.
You were late.
By 4 minutes.
Any time after the agreed time is late.
He's just seen an Etch-a-Sketch. It reminded him of the time you broke his.
Yeah, nice try. That was you.
It wasn't!
It was. You were playing with it. Your chocolatey fingerprints were all over it.
I was 3 years old. You gave me the chocolate. You framed me.
George, can I bring Peter to the party?
Who?
I've just met Mr. Wright.
I'd like a table for 2, preferably near to the window, but not next to it. At least 10 feet away from the smoking area, and a minimum of 20 feet away from both the lavatories and the kitchen to avoid unnecessary waiter traffic.
Is that okay with you?
Perfect. And the best thing was, when he dropped me home, he wasn't pushing for sex. I've had a great evening.
I'm sorry about that business, changing tables, but I really can't bear sitting in a draft.
No, you were right to complain.
I just wanted this evening to be perfect.
Well, it was.
Can I call you tomorrow?
Don't you want to come in for coffee?
No, I don't. I'd find it hard to resist temptation in the presence of such pulchritude. The best things in life are worth waiting for.
Yes, they are.
Good night.
Pulchritude.
So, can I bring him to Albert's party?
Yes, fine. Just tell him it starts at 15:10 sharp.
What's pulchritude? So, the good news is that our marine business, Western region, is up 0.2% year on year. So what I'd like to try and do today is see if we can build on that success. Come in. Oh, hi, Nora.
Oh, sorry, am I interrupting something important?
No.
I just need you to have a look at this. Do you think?
It's an exciting development, isn't it?
And there's this. I really think you should get onto this straight away.
Me too. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Just gonna think about that later. Think anyone else at work knows?
Oh, no. Everyone's too busy wondering who Nigel's going to give Ashley's old job to.
Yeah.
You should go for it.
Me?
Yeah. Does Nigel know you're interested?
No, I've not mentioned it.
If you got it, you'd be my boss. You'd be telling me what to do all day.
Yeah, well, that would be very agreeable, of course. Yes, hello, Nigel. Yeah, it's okay, I can talk, yeah. 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 Oh, right, well, Ashley's old job? Yes. Well, of course, that is a loss, yeah, because the whole reinsurance operation across the board needs looking at. Yeah. Yeah, of course it would be hard to find a replacement.
We cannot invite the whole of Albert's class to his birthday party.
Well, I don't see how we can leave anyone out.
Look, what we need is a points system. 4 points if they invited him to their party, 2 points if they had him to tea, 1 point for some miscellaneous act of kindness.
Oh, George.
Okay, now, so, how many points does Max Phillips get?
I don't know. What? 7?
7. Freddie Parfit?
Look, I don't know.
Well, think, woman, think!
I can't remember.
We cannot have 22 kids here! What if it rains? What are we going to do with them? I told you we should have handed the whole thing over to a proper party entertainer. Now, didn't Sarah Buckle suggest, Mr. Smarty?
Yes, but Vanessa Johnson said he was terrible.
Oh, please.
Vanessa said Mr. Smarty was very depressed after that.
Well, he'd have to be better than us.
Look, George, I've left 2 messages on his answer phone. He has not returned my calls.
Oh, hello. This is a message for Mr. Smarty. My name's Maggie Robinson. I'm trying to sort out an entertainer for this Saturday. I know it's late notice, but if you're free, can you give me a ring?
Well, it's early days, so, it's just lots of sex, really. Last thing at night, first thing in the morning, in my office, in the stationery cupboard, on the bus. That was very nice, though I missed my stop. On the carpet in the hall, in front of the fire, in the bath, in the lift, under the table, up against the fridge. Not really a winner, that one, a bit too chilly on the arse.
Well, at least you're happy.
What do you mean you don't like Fawlty Towers?
Well, I don't. I don't like the way Basil picks on Manuel.
But it's funny.
Yeah, well, not to me. He's a bully. And he's very cruel to the guests.
Okay, so he doesn't like Fawlty Towers.
Yeah, well, it's not just that.
Vicky, let me tell you something. We all sniff.
Not like this. It's like an adenoidal pig hunting for truffles.
She'll never find a husband. She's too fussy.
Nothing wrong with being fussy. Some people decide far too quickly and end up with the wrong person.
Yes.
Everything okay, Ed?
Yes, thanks, Nigel. Not too bad. It's all go.
Well, let me throw something at you.
Sure.
What would be the first thing you'd do if we asked you to take over Ashley's old job?
Well, I suppose I'd look to rationalise the separate businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to create one single profit centre.
Interesting. And how's your relationship with Nora Sheridan?
Nora. Good, I think. She's very bright, very good at her job. Yep, we work well together.
You're shagging her, aren't you?
What?
Yeah. He said everyone knows.
How?
Well, I don't know.
What, have you told anyone?
No.
Oh, God.
Okay, so it's out in the open. It's no big deal.
Ed, it compromises my position in the office. How can I work with my team knowing they're smirking behind my back?
I love it when you get all indignant. Your upper lip quivers. It's very sexy.
Not now, Ed.
Hello. Hi, Nigel. Well, yeah, actually, she's just here. Nigel.
Hello, Nigel.
Right, the only way we're going to survive this party is if we stick to the plan. Right, 15:10, children arrive, name tags to be issued. Note, ask parents about food allergies or medical conditions. These kids are our responsibility. 15:12, commence games.
George, I just want to sleep.
I suggest for openers, pass the parcel. This has over 200 layers to it, so that should keep them busy till 15:40, at which point we can play Sleeping Lions. Bring the whole tempo down.
George, will you turn that light off?
Maggie, we have to keep one step ahead of the enemy. We might be outnumbered by the little brats, but we have superior intelligence.
Oh.
Now, don't worry. If things get completely out of hand, I'll blow this.
George!
Have you had any more thoughts about us having another child? I have rostered tonight for intercourse.
Let's conserve our energy for tomorrow.
Very good.
Odd that George should be so worried about entertaining 20 kids, as there is a history of entertainers in our family. Our great-grandfather, Titus Robinson, was a showman who joined Fred Carno's circus and was the world's first human cannonball. His brother, Cedric Robinson, had the honour of being the second human cannonball. His first flight was more successful, in that he only lost the leg in the accident. But it turned out all right. Cedric went to work for his cousin, a small-scale potato farmer in Cambridgeshire.
It's my birthday! It's my birthday!
Albert, please return to bed.
Happy birthday. I'll put a video on. Come on. I'm sure there's a Postman Pat lying around somewhere.
Postman Pat? That's only 40 minutes.
Well, what else is there?
Well, Mary Poppins, 2 hours 20.
Oh, well, I think we left Mary Poppins to Freddie Parfit. What about Pingu?
Not Pingu! That's 28 minutes! Fine bedknobs and broomsticks! 1 hour 57.
Well, he's definitely not Mr. Right.
You are never going to find Mr. Right. Why can't you just settle for Mr. Nearly Right, who sniffs a bit?
Vicky Robinson is not going to spend the rest of her life with a sniffer who doesn't like 40 Towers.
He didn't like it when Basil thrashed the car with the branch?
No. He was concerned the paintwork would be scratched.
Well, what about when Basil parted the trifle looking for the duck?
He thought it was unprofessional for a hotelier not to adhere to basic hygiene standards.
Yeah, OK, get rid.
I'm going to. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Did you get promoted then?
No, it was just an initial chat.
What's the job?
Deputy Manager of Actuaries and Team Leader Marine Division.
Is that good?
Apparently.
Cloth, Maggie, cloth!
Oh, what's happened?
There's ice cream all over the sofa and Luke Edwards is using the curtains to staunch his nosebleed.
Oh, my God.
It's carnage in there!
Excuse me, coming through.
Mum, you've left your post. I specifically put you on guard by the fireplace.
Well, I got most of the jelly off the floor. You've just got to wipe down the stereo.
Good God.
Dad, what are you doing in here? I stationed you by the grandfather clock.
It's complete chaos.
Well, of course it is. That's what kids' birthday parties are like. If you'd ever given one, you'd know.
You should have got a children's entertainer.
We tried, you stupid fool! We couldn't get one! He killed himself! Right. I'm going back in there.
Oh, damn, I'm sorry.
Looks like a good time to go.
Where are you going?
I've got a boyfriend to dump. I'll be back for the cake.
Sorry, you're going to have to speak up, Nora.
Nigel's just phoned. He wants me to take Ashley's old job.
You?
Yeah. Amazing, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, well, congratulations.
Look, I'm calling a meeting at 4 this afternoon, a sort of brainstorming.
What, on a Saturday?
Yes, get your ass in here. I want to get cracking straight away.
Sorry I'm late.
It's all right. Look, Peter, there's no easy way to...
Can I have a short, skinny cat with an extra shot cinnamon but no chocolate? Sorry.
It's about you and me.
Extra cinnamon, no chocolate.
No, an extra shot cinnamon, no chocolate. Go on.
Yeah, well...
With skim milk?
Skim milk. An extra shot cinnamon but no chocolate. You were saying?
I'm just not sure.
Sorry, it was a cappuccino you want.
Yes, a fucking cappuccino with an extra shot cinnamon but no fucking chocolate! Please. Sorry. I've just heard my father's died. You were saying?
While there is some overlap of distribution,
Oh, hi everyone.
You're late.
Yeah, tubes all up the creek. Bloody London Underground.
I'm not interested in excuses, Ed. If I call a meeting at 4 o'clock, I expect people to be on time, and that includes you.
Yeah, was the tubes.
Just sit down.
Okay.
As I was saying, while there is some overlap of distribution, there are also some major areas of difference, which...
Well, that's that for another year.
Yes. Was it like this when we were kids?
No.
Well, thanks for coming in, especially those who deigned to show up on time.
Nora.
Ed, I'm busy.
Right. Look, I know things might have to be a bit different between us, especially now you're my boss. But that doesn't mean that we can't still, you know...
No, I'm afraid it does. Our relationship undermines my authority here, especially now it's public.
Come on, Nora, we've got a good thing going here.
It's finished.
You know, it wouldn't be like this if I'd got the job.
Yeah, well, you didn't get the job, did you?
Now, you must tell me sometime, actually. How did you get it?
There's no mystery, Ed. It's a little thing called talent.
Talent, right. So did you use that talent to fuck Nigel here in the office, or was it a hotel?
Forget it. I'm not having any more kids.
Vicky, I just want to thank you for all your support these last few days. I couldn't have got through it without you.
Peter, I don't want to lead you up the garden path. So...
I just thought of my father. How he used to drive us around as kids.
Look, I just think...
We used to sing along in the back seat of his car.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I've really enjoyed our time together.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
But there comes a time...
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
When one has to reevaluate a relationship.
If you're happy and you know
and our relationship...
And you really want to show
when you come to reevaluate
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing.
Look, when this is all over, why don't we go away together somewhere?
Peter.
How about the Seychelles? We could go to the Seychelles.
I've spoken to the original insurers.
Just run this by you, Nora. exciting, isn't it?
Guys, do you mind leaving Ed and me alone for a minute?
Shall I lock the door?
No.
God, you really like living on the edge, don't you?
Ed, I've had a meeting with Nigel.
You are going to love this.
About staffing levels in the department.
It's a henna tattoo. Sanskrit. It says Nora. Look. Nora.
I'm going to have to let you go.
Huh?
I'm sorry, Peter, I've got to tell you, I want to end this relationship.
What?
It's over. I don't want to see you anymore.
Why? What's wrong?
It's the sniffing.
That's my father in there. That's why I'm sniffing.
No, you sniff all the time. And you don't like faulty towers. I'm sorry. After the funeral, it's over.
I did warn you, never dip your wick in the company's ink.
I know.
So now you're unemployed.
I know.
You're actually worse off than you were before.
Where are we going with this?
I put it down to that ludicrous cockneyfied accent you've adopted. You'll never get anywhere talking like that. Ah, excuse me. This game lasted barely half an hour when I specifically asked for something that filled at least 70 minutes. Manager, please.
Okay. I'll see you later, Peter. Yeah, and you. Bye-bye.
Well, I thought you'd binned him.
Ed, I just couldn't go through with it. I mean, it's a very difficult time for him, what with his dad's funeral and all the grieving and everything. You know, sometimes in life you've got to make sacrifices and do what's right for other people. He's taking me to the Seychelles.
The wheel of fortune had spun round and cracked Ed Robinson full in the face. And you know, I'll be honest, the odd black thought has popped into my head.
Dad? Dad!
But then I remembered my great-uncle Cedric. And I realised something important about us Robinsons. We see life's glass as half full. I mean, I might have lost my job, but at least I've gone out with a bang. And anyway, I hated that job, so now I can look for something I really want to do. And Vicky might not have found Mr. Right, but she got a holiday to the Seychelles. And even though the birthday party was George's idea of hell, there was one Robinson who'd had the best day of his life.